Well, the truth of the matter is that as President of the United States, I've got a lot of responsibilities. I was supportive of Tom and have been supportive of Tom. Obviously, I would love to have seen a different result.
That was President Obama in an interview with WBAY, the ABC News affiliate in Green Bay, Wisconsin, explaining that he would have loved to have helped out Tom Barrett, the mayor of Milwaukee, who lost a week ago today in the Badger State in a recall bid launched by unions and Democrats against Republican Governor Scott Walker, but he was too busy. Occasionally they ask annoying or uncomfortable things, and in this case it was about Democratic dissatisfaction with the president's decision not to go in to campaign for Barrett. In fact, all he did was really send out a tweet right at the end. We will do all of those things. Helping us, fortunately, to do those things is my friend and former colleague, Susan Ferricchio. She is the chief congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. She also does a goodly bit of presidential campaign coverage. She is wise and lovely. Thank you for bringing your wise loveliness here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Of course, quite so. Now, on this question of the president saying that he was too busy to go to Wisconsin, on Friday, Susan, before the election,
yes,
Barack Obama, in his plane, our plane, Air Force One, flew from Minneapolis to Chicago in the course of holding 6 fundraisers. Now, in between Minneapolis, if you fly from Minneapolis to Chicago, you go over a lot of Wisconsin, and he didn't go wheels down and do anything. Do you think this is going to make Democrats resentful?
Yes, he parked Air Force One next door in the neighboring state and did not
hour
bother
south
to come over and help these Democrats who were absolutely desperate to recall Scott Walker. There are a lot of resentful Democrats, and yes, I think it will hurt him with his base because they feel like he snubbed them on something that was really critical and important to them. And not just the base, really more importantly, the unions, who he really depends on in so many ways in an election year where everything is going to matter for him. These guys help get the vote out. They help populate these rallies. They help raise money. They were critical in helping him get elected the first time. And what does he do? He snubs their big effort in Wisconsin. And the big question is, why did he do it? Varying reasons. Good for him, bad for the candidate. Would it have been bad for the candidate if he showed up, given his sort of ambiguous poll numbers, particularly in Wisconsin?
He outpolled Barrett in Wisconsin.
He did, and well, look at the results of the election. When you look at who in the exit polls, he was beating Romney. So clearly people liked Barack Obama. They were just angry at the recall effort. So perhaps his presence there would have calmed some of that and have drawn out more voters and perhaps made a difference. Although Walker's victory was pretty substantive, so I don't know if it really any appearance would have helped him. But even people like Paul Begala and other Democratic strategists have said, may not have mattered, but he should have showed up.
Should have showed up anyway. And in the spirit of dull disclosure, we should point out that those exit polls they leaned Democrat because it became obvious in the end that a lot of Republican voters did not choose. That's usually the case. Exit polls usually skew Democrat a little bit. This one was a heavy Democrat skew, so bear that in mind as you think about the numbers. But to that point, we're seeing some division inside the Democratic Party, as you mentioned, where you have sort of the Clinton Democrats, including Bill Clinton, but Steve Ratner, Paul Begala, and these guys, the more moderate Democrats are over there, are sort of laying down a marker right now, early in the process, as the president's having an unhappy start to his reelection campaign. They're saying, maybe making some mistakes. I don't know about the Bain Capital.